So we're gonna roll out a 1/4 inch thick slab. I'm gonna use those handy lowest ruler, 2 of them, to see that I get that thickness. So I got the pipe, I don't know the size of the pipe, 1.5 inch, something like that. It's from Lowe's. It's long enough to go over here when my other rolling pin is too small. So I thought, you know what, get me something like this to get the size how I want it. I think that's a nice size. Which is totally fine. So this side here will be the side I drop on the bowl. So you take some plastic, put it over the edges, and then go with the finger over it, so you don't have the clay stuck on your fingers, but the edge is gonna be smooth. Okay, I'm gonna let it rest for maybe 30 minutes. Gonna check in between, like every 10 minutes, the condition of the clay, if it's stiff enough. Don't want to get it too hard. And then see the next step. Okay, I'm gonna use a lot of cornstarch. I don't have a fabric to powder it on it, so I'm gonna be like really generous putting it on with the brush. Put it back on the table. It's then gonna take a while until you get all the clay in shape. I'm gonna do this really slow. I don't want to rip apart the surface because it has tension here and there. now we're gonna decide where we put our stamp. I don't want to put it too much on the rim, because if the bowl gets wobbly after firing, I need to grind it. Don't want to grind my stamp away, so I go a little bit off center in the middle. Okay, before I flip it around, I'm gonna let it sit for another hour at least, let it get firm. You know what I mean. And yeah, I'm gonna just leave it be. Could do it all day long. Smoothing out the surface, it makes so fun, I don't know. So satisfying. Bisque fired. Now we're gonna clean off the dust which is on there eventually. Gonna use black obsidian for this bowl with indigo float. We apply indigo float. First I apply one coat of everything. color. Indigo float on top of obsidian. Is that not stunning? I love that in combination with that toasted brown clay body. Let me get the camera angle a little bit different. Is that not pretty? Look how big that bowl is. I love it.